Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we've got a really focused mission for you. We're diving deep into a rapid savings strategy, specifically how you might be able to save 10,000 euro in just the next 30 days. Now, okay, I know, 10,000 rupees in a single month. That can sound a bit like, clickbait maybe.
It does sound ambitious.
Right. But the sources we've looked at, they actually lay out a pretty practical sort of 5-part roadmap. This isn't really about like getting a side hustle for a month. It's more about strategic, almost forensic discipline over your spending.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so let's unpack this.
Exactly. And what's interesting is the real goal isn't just hitting that $10,000 number. Think of it more like an intense 30-day boot camp. It's designed to give you like immediate control over your daily financial habits.
Okay.
And success really boils down to two things. Visibility, you absolutely have to see where every rupee is going, and, well, total commitment. For those 30 days anyway. It's meant to be a short, sharp shock.
Right, that visibility point, that's the foundation, isn't it?
Yeah.
The plan kicks off with rule number 1, non-negotiable. Track every single rupee you spend. Seems basic, but why is that step so crucial for this specific challenge?
Well, because without tracking, we kind of trick ourselves into thinking we have control.
Yeah.
We usually know our big costs, like rent, maybe utilities, but our research really highlights that the real damage often comes from the small, repetitive spending leaks.
Leaks, yeah.
So for these 30 days, you're not just logging expenses, you're creating this like instant feedback loop for yourself.
So we're talking literally everything. The 20 rupee coffee on the street, the auto ride, that pack of gum you grab at the checkout.
Precisely, yeah. And the sources emphasize the tool itself doesn't really matter. Use an app, a simple spreadsheet, even just a notebook.
Okay.
What matters is doing it rigorously. Log it the moment the money leaves your hand or, your account, the immediate payoff. You suddenly see that the, say, 150 coffee you grab every day isn't just 150, it's potentially 4,500 over the month. Wow.
Okay. Tracking basically just pulls back the curtain on those small, almost invisible transactions. It shows you where the money's actually, vanishing.
Okay, so once you've got that data, that visibility, step 2 is about making immediate cuts. The focus here seems to be on that high-frequency, convenient spending.
That's right. The data you just spent time gathering, it needs to drive your cuts straight away. The biggest targets usually are things like daily coffees, teas, snacks out, and food delivery orders.
Right.
It's not about going on a diet or anything. It's purely about ditching the convenience tax. Why pay, say, 200 or more for a delivered meal when making it yourself might cost, what, 50 euro or so?
And the numbers really back this up, don't they? Our findings show that just cutting down on maybe 2 or 3 food orders a week, that alone can save you somewhere between 2,000 and 3,000 over the month.
Easily, yeah.
That's nearly a third of the whole goal, just by changing a couple of dinner plans. It's probably the highest return for the least sort of structural change. It's just behavior. And while we're on daily spending, we have to talk about impulse buys.
Ah, yes. The danger zone.
Definitely. The research strongly suggests adopting a kind of mantra for these 30 days. Before you make any spontaneous purchase, a new shirt, some gadget accessory, whatever it is, you have to stop and ask, do I really need this right now?
That pause.
Exactly. And if the answer isn't a definite, absolute yes, the advice is walk away. For this month anyway. That a little bit of disciplined pausing, knowing every rupee saved gets you closer to the 10,000, it's critical.
Okay, so we've plugged the micro leaks. Then the plan shifts focus to the bigger sort of fixed overheads, things we pay monthly, sometimes without thinking. Auditing subscriptions and bills. I have to push back on this one a little bit. Canceling, say, a streaming service or a gym membership just for 30 days. Does that really move the needle much? Seems like a hassle to cancel and then restart.
That's a fair question, and gets back to the challenge's core idea. It's about being ruthless with waste for this specific period, even if it seems small. When you actually dive into those monthly bills, you might find, 3 or 4 subscriptions just quietly adding up.
Things you forgot about.
Exactly. A gym you haven't visited in 2 months, maybe an extra streaming platform you signed up for a trial and forgot. If those add up to even, say, 500 euros a month, well, that's 500 of pure waste.
Okay.
For these 30 days, the mindset is that waste is unacceptable. And tied to that, they also suggest looking hard at utility savings. Now, turning off lights might sound like, really basic advice.
Yeah, big cliche.
A bit. But they frame it more as a necessary demonstration of commitment for this 30-day sprint. It shows you're serious about every area.
Ah, I see. So it's less about the actual cost of the electricity for one light bulb.
Right.
And more about just applying that same financial vigilance everywhere.
Precisely. The analysis suggests that even these focused utility adjustments, being mindful of the AC, turning off stuff you're not using, can pretty easily trim $500 to $8,000 off the monthly bill. And if you connect this to the bigger picture, trimming even small fixed costs gives you consistent savings. That can continue long after the 30 days, actually. You're basically auditing your financial life.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Which brings us nicely into Section 3, the really high-impact lifestyle shifts. So if subscriptions are like the fixed cost of digital comfort, transportation feels like the variable cost of physical comfort. Let's look at smart transportation.
Yeah, this one directly targets that daily convenience spending again. For 30 days, the recommendation is pretty stark. A major shift away from cabs and auto loans towards public transport, buses, metro, or making carpooling mandatory if that's an option. It's definitely an inconvenience for many, no doubt.
But the financial impact is immediate.
And potentially huge, yeah.
This one seems like it could make a massive difference because it compounds every single day, right? What do the numbers suggest here?
The math is pretty straightforward. If you typically spend, let's say, €200 a day on cabs or ride sharing,
Which is easy to do in many cities.
very easy, switching to the bus or metro might cut that daily cost down to 100, maybe even less. That's a saving of 100 every single working day.
Okay.
Over 30 days, just saving that 100 daily adds up to 3,000 towards the challenge.
Right. So when you add that to the savings from cutting back on food orders,
You're suddenly well over halfway to the 10,000 goal, maybe even close to 2/3 of the way there.
okay, but here's where it gets really interesting, as the sources put it. To properly bridge that gap and hit the target, the strategy introduces the biggest lever. Step 5, the 30-day no-spend challenge.
Yeah.
That sounds intense.
It is. It's designed to be the sort of ultimate behavioral push in this plan. What the sources recommend is you pick one specific high-spend discretionary category, just one,
Yep.
and you commit to absolutely zero spending in that category for the entire 30 days.
Zero spending. What kind of categories are we talking about for maximum impact?
The big ones they suggest are things like clothes and accessories, or gadgets and electronics, or, and this is a tough one for many all non-essential eating out, that includes coffees, lunches, dinners out with friends, everything.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Just pick one of those and shut it down completely for a month? That sounds incredibly hard to stick to.
Yeah.
What's the thinking behind such an extreme step?
Well, it creates a really powerful mental barrier. It stops that sort of unconscious spending drift in a category where you might usually spend quite a bit without realizing. Think about it. If your usual clothing budget, maybe consciously or unconsciously, is around $5,000 on a month, by enforcing a strict zero-spend rule for 30 days, you automatically bank that entire amount.
Ah, okay. It forces the saving.
Exactly. The analysis estimates that depending on which category you choose clothes, dining out tend to be high value. This single targeted sacrifice can easily save you $5,000, maybe even more.
Right.
It's basically designed to be the step that pretty much guarantees you not only hit the 10,000, but might even overshoot it.
Okay, so let's quickly add that up. If we look at the cumulative potential here, we've got maybe 2,000 to euro 3,000 from cutting daily waste like food orders and coffee.
Right.
Another euro 2 off, there's 20 euros to 1,000 from the subscription and utility audit. Then a solid euro 3,000 from smarter transportation,
Yeah,
and potentially 5,000 plus from the no-spend challenge category.
exactly.
The numbers do clearly show that 10,000 target is actually very achievable, doesn't it? If, and it's a big if, you stick to all 5 steps with absolute commitment.
Absolutely. It's built on stacking these different actions. The plan isn't passive, like just setting a budget. It's about actively generating savings through specific behavioral changes.
Yeah.
And that leads us to a really crucial point, action and motivation. What do you do with the money once you save it?
Right. So we have the 5 steps. Track everything. Cut the daily waste, audit the bills, travel smarter, and the big zero-spend challenge. But how do you make sure that saved money doesn't just sort of disappear back into general spending?
Yeah, that's a real risk.
Yeah.
The key advice from the sources is immediate segregation.
Segregation.
Yeah. The moment you make a saving, you realize you saved 100 by taking the bus instead of a cab, or you resisted buying something on impulse you need to treat that saved money like it's, I don't know, radioactive.
Yeah, right.
Get it out of your main spending account immediately, right away. Transfer it to a completely separate savings account that you don't touch. Or, if you like the physical approach, put the actual cash into a sealed envelope, maybe even lock it away.
Why is that separation so important?
Well, it works on 2 levels, discipline and motivation. First, discipline. It stops you from accidentally reabsorbing the savings into your normal cash flow. Out of sight, out of mind in a good way.
Right.
Second, motivation. Actually seeing that separate pot of money grow, watching the account balance tick up or the envelope get thicker, it's powerful positive reinforcement.
Yeah, I can see that.
It makes the commitment feel real and tangible. It turns the abstract goal of 10,000 into something you can see piling up, which really helps you push through the discomfort of the cuts, especially in the later weeks.
Okay, that makes sense. So just to do a final rapid recap for you, the listener, on this roadmap to potentially save 10,000 euros in 30 days. First, track everything, every single rupee, instantly, rigorously.
Yeah.
Second, cut the high-frequency waste. Food orders, daily coffees, attack those first. Third, audit your recurring bills, subscriptions, utilities. Be ruthless for 30 days as a show of commitment. Fourth, switch to smart economical transport. Ditch the convenience premium for a month. And fifth, the big one, activate that high-impact 30-day zero-spend challenge in one major category, like clothes or dining out, and crucially, move the save money immediately.
Exactly. And, if you manage it, if you hit that 10,000 goal after 30 days, that actually raises a really important question you need to answer right away. What do you do next? The 30 days were about achieving something specific, building discipline, but saved money without a clear purpose. That's vulnerable money, can easily drift away again. So you need to decide, is this 10,000 day the start of building a proper 6-month emergency fund? Is it going to be immediately earmarked for a specific investment goal? Or maybe the next challenge is to see if you can do it again. Maybe aim for 15,000 or 20,000 next time.
Ah, interesting.
The point is, the 30-day challenge might be over, but the financial discipline you've hopefully started building, that journey's really just begun.
So what does this all mean for you? We've laid out the plan, built on, well, proven behavioral ideas and clear financial steps. The action now is yours. Maybe start tracking today.